Hey, y'all, welcome to Too Much with
Shey
and Becca. Hey, y'all, I hope you guys are enjoying this week's episode where we did an interview with the beautiful Atara Styles, where she gave context and everything about dating, about body positivity, about confidence, everything like that. And if you aren't plus size, it's not just about plus size people, it's just about, self worth, self everything, reflection, all of that. And if you're into topics like that, please check out that interview. Follow Atara on all her social platforms and, connect with her stuff because she's doing more stuff outside of just talking with us. And we want to just say thank you to her again for sitting down and talking with us.
Yeah, I definitely enjoyed the video. So I think you guys should head on over and watch it. Especially like if you're like me and confidence isn't something that you're just naturally born with. I think she gives a lot of good tips and tricks on how to kind of jumpstart that confidence journey for yourself. So make sure you check that out.
Definitely. And, in our typical fashion, when we've been doing our interviews, we still want to give you guys a little bit of, a dose of too much still. So we want to do our trending this week. And so we're going to talk about our top 5 topics that we've seen on social media or anything like that, we just want to give some context and some information to, especially if you're out of the loop. Let us help you get into the loop. Girl, my words was in a loop.
Yeah, it's giving word salad, but it's okay. It happens. Before we get started, I do want to give a shout out that the fact that it is September. So Rebecca hates when I say spooky season, but I know, tell me, comment down below. Some people feel like it's not yet fall season, like it's still summer. I'm going to rejoice and squeeze out all the summer that's left. And then there are those people that I've seen on social media, they've already started decorating for fall. And I'm like, I think it's still not fall season yet. Let us at least get to late September. And number 2, Justin Bieber dropped the second half of his Swag album. And I am really not a pop girly. I'm very much hip hop, R&B. But when it comes to Justin Bieber, nobody does pop like Justin, honey. I don't like pop until Justin drop an album and I'm like in my feels. I really want to get into like, the Sabrina Carpenters and all the other pop girlies, but I just feel like none of them hit like Justin Bieber.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, Justin Bieber got his track record and everything like that. But girl, you don't remember the Ellie Gouldings. You don't remember the Pink days. Like, pop always been a thing. Like,
no, I know it's been a thing, but I'm talking about in 2025, I don't really listen to pop. Like, obviously, when we grew up, there was a lot of pop artists. I'm talking about like now I can't get in the loop of like the current pop stars that are, the thing. I just can't get into that. So comment down below if you love pop, who are your main artists? And if not, do you agree with me that Justin Bieber always hits when it comes to pop?
What song would you recommend? I haven't listened to the first album or the second part of the album.
You definitely have listened to songs from the
I mean, if it's on TikTok, like I'm not really paying attention to it, unfortunately.
Even if you're not paying attention to it, I know for a fact that you have listened to it because you've heard this song.
Yukon.
Picking petals, something. Okay, you've heard that song. It's called Daisies, but that's from the first album. I would say from Swag 2, he has a song with Thames. I like it. It's called I Think You're Special. I also like Everything Hallelujah. It's good. He has a lot of good songs. The first album had like how many songs? 21. And the first one had 23, child. So lots of songs. And speaking of artists, let's move into our first topic. That is related to your favorite artist ever.
Okay.
Favorite her keep ever. Her in some drama. Like, sir, let me have this little album situation without you. Anyway, I'm sorry.
Yeah, so we're going to be talking about Young Thug. So Young Thug recently apologized to GloRilla after leaked jail calls, basically sparked a lot of backlash. So Young Thug publicly apologized to GloRilla after leaked jail phone calls revealed him calling her ugly. In a post on X, the rapper admitted that he was wrong and explained he was struggling while incarcerated, stressing that he doesn't think that she's ugly and doesn't like bashing women. GloRilla seemingly responded with a subliminal tweet about him blowing up her phone. The apology comes as multiple leaked jail calls and interrogation tapes from Thug's time behind bars, continues to surface online, fueling backlash. And despite the controversy, some fans have praised Thug for taking accountability, while he warned that the constant bashing could hurt the rap community. So I'm going to play a little bit of the phone call, and it also has the tweets of like what Young Thug did for GloRilla and what GloRilla had basically put out too.
I saw the girl. The girl Gorilla. She. Why do people say she pretty? That be ugly as fuck. You said it. Like, yeah, they say she ain't ugly. People, niggas be saying she ain't ugly. That bitch ain't nothing. Man, be like goddamn Rihanna. Be like Rihanna. Man, watch out. She look like Rihanna. Long ass bullshit ass wig, skinny shit. Goddamn big ass head, big mouth. Man, watch out.
Freeana took me out. I'm not even gonna lie to you. But like Shayla said, he has been like, a lot of people have been bashing him recently because he's always in the headlines about something. First it was Gunna, then now it was like, he was apparently coming for Gunna, calling Gunna a rat, and then apparently he had snitched as well. And then this whole thing with GloRilla. And then if you're wondering he was on the phone with, my girl Mariah the Scientist was on the phone with him. And I just think the whole thing, I'm just like, since you've been out of jail, I just feel like there's never been like a real positive anything about you that has come out. Like, I feel like you just always in the center of something. And like, a lot of people are coming from Mariah the Scientist as well, because Mariah the Scientist was recently on stage with GloRilla. So it's just like, while you were in jail, you were talking to Young Thug and y'all was over here like, she didn't say anything, but at the same time, it's like you also didn't say anything in defense as well. But then you end up on stage with them, So I know couples, they have their little conversations, they be doing gossips and stuff like that. And I guess that's cool, calm, and collected or whatever. But at the same time, don't be on stage with me if your man was talking all this mess and you wasn't saying nothing in my defense. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, I 1,000%. Like you said, the fact that she said, "Oh, they saying she looked like Rihanna." Let us be for real. You are definitely fueling the fire. Because if you're trying to end that conversation, you would not have said that comment. For me, I have a few thoughts. Number one is, you know that you are being recorded. Like, if you've ever gotten a call from jail, that's the first thing they tell you. The same way when you in a customer service call, they be like, you know that it is being recorded. And like, obviously, none of us really pay attention to that. We just move forward. Yeah, I'm just trying to hop on this call. That's number one. You knew it was being recorded, but then again, he's been in jail for so long, you're not thinking about that. Number two is like, let's be honest, a lot of us have hopped on calls and said some very not nice things. Like, if you are sitting here and saying you've never had a call with your friends, your partner, your lover, and said some very nice things, you're lying. And this is coming from someone that I really take pride in, like, being a nice person. And like, if I have something to say, I'm gonna say it to your face type stuff. But at the end of the day, we are humans. Not everybody is going to like how you look. I know that. Some people might think that I'm top. The other person might think that I am a blessing. You know what I mean? And that's
Baby.
it is, reports are saying that GloRilla is dating a NBA player. So it's like, all right, you might think I'm chopped, but I'm here with my NBA player. I have an amazing career, and it is what it is. On the side of Mariah, is just like, yeah, I don't like two-faced people. But then again, just because you don't think I'm cute doesn't mean that you don't think I'm a good person, right? Like, okay, Young Thug did apologize for it. And then as part of the apology, I think he called her twin. I'm like, sir, you was just, so you saying you feel the same way? If you calling her twin, like, be for real.
The thing that he's like, I don't even think you ugly like that.
Like, stop lying. And also, it's like, who keeps leaking these calls? Because it's like, I know Young Thug not the only one that's been in jail at like celebrity status. Whoever is monitoring these calls in this jail cell needs to be investigated, because it's like a faucet that's not working properly. Every 3-4 months is like another drop of water. And it's like, I feel like as an artist, if I am here trying to focus on my music, which we all know when you first drop an album, the press tour is every day you're having an interview with a new person. And this is the last thing that you want to drop, because the reality is everybody knows that that's your man. And so now it is going to become your issue, whether you like it or not.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. And I feel like she already has been getting so much backlash because, like, if you remember in a few episodes, I talked about her album and how some people were saying like it wasn't that great because you could tell that she's in love, like, and Young Thug is like sucking away her like creative like talents or whatever like that. I just think the main focus should be on the fact that Young Thug is running his mouth rather than like, yes, he was on the phone with Mariah the Scientist. And if she said like, I feel like if she said more or said worse, then I'm like, okay, let her be the focus. But I feel like she didn't really say that much. And it's just like, I feel like a lot of people making these comments. There's like, when Gunna was in jail, he was hitting the gym. When Young Thug was in jail, he was running to gossip. I was dying.
Yeah, most people are known to come out looking better and advancing in life. But it's like, I know what you're trying to say of like, oh, she didn't do anything wrong. And I agree. I mean, like it is what it is. It was supposed to be like a private conversation. But also, like, you are a celebrity. Like, it sucks because celebrities are regular people, but you're just held to such a different standard, whether that's right or wrong. You just are. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you just are, and you got to swallow it. And I love GloRilla because she definitely clapped back. She said, oh, I know this is not the same man that asked about my eye color. So it's like, keep the same energy. A lot of people be, I'm this, but they be the same people that be in your DMs. So it's like, when you know who you are, watch that Atara. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name, but when you watch that Atara episode, when she said you gotta walk in the room knowing you are the one, GloRilla knows she the one. She not pressed about what Young Thug had to say in jail, honey. I'm making my money.
Just give me my money.
Exactly. Okay.
Let's talk about the next thing that's taking Rebecca's money that Rebecca and Shayla have both watched.
Oh, yes, definitely. So the next topic we're going to talk about is this documentary, honey, that I told Rebecca, like, she has to watch it, okay? So Netflix dropped a new documentary, and it's titled Unknownnumber, the High School Catfish. And the documentary has stunned the world, okay? It was released last Friday. If you haven't watched it, please press pause right now because I don't want to ruin it for you. Like the video so you know you could come back. It's part of your watch history. But anyways, the documentary follows these two teenagers from Michigan. One is named Lauren and her boyfriend Owen. And it essentially follows them as they're being bombarded with vulgar text messages. And the text messages lasted for over 2 years. And the whole premise of this documentary is that they're trying to figure out who is cyberbullying these two teenagers from Michigan, right? And so it follows along. The text messages are so vulgar, like actually disgusting. And they're trying to figure out, like, the moms are showing up in school and saying, like, we need more investigation. And finally, Owen's mom is able to press enough to the point that they get the FBI involved, because the regular type of things that they're trying to do is not working to track down who is the person that's cyberbullying these teenagers, right? So the FBI finds a way to figure out who is sending these text messages. And then I'm going to first show you the photo, right? So here to the left is the Netflix documentary poster. That's Lauren. And at the top is Lauren's mom. The bottom you see, that's Lauren and her parents. That's the dad and Lauren's mom. And then all the way to the right, it might be your left. But you see, that's the teenage couple. They started dating, I think, like when they were 12 or something, which in itself is already not happening in my household. You know that for sure. My mom was like, girl, we're not focusing on dating. It's giving school. But everybody works. Exactly. Everybody works differently. So the moral of the story is, again, if you haven't watched it, please exit. It turns out that Lauren's mom was the one who was causing the cyberbullying all along. And it is just so gaggy, okay? Because if you watch a documentary, you see the vulgar text where her own mother is telling her to end her life. She's telling her, like, oh, give your man, Owen, right? She's telling her daughter this, okay? Give your man a blowjob. If not, I will. She's giving like so many sexual things. Keep in mind, these are teenagers, okay? She's
I think they were like
body shaming.
I think they were like 14 at the time or something like that.
She's body shaming her daughter. And go watch the documentary, read the text, and then fast forward as I'm watching it, I'm like, no way that, like, the last thing on my mind is that I was thinking that someone's mother is going to be sending these texts. And so when we find out that she is the one that has been causing this cyberbullying, you would not believe how she tries to kind of explain herself as to why it was okay what she was doing, or maybe not why it was okay, but like justify why she was doing it. She said, oh, when I was younger, I was SA, like she went through her own sexual assault thing, which obviously is not okay. And you know what I mean? Like that's something that is traumatic, but you using that as the reason as to why you are now bullying your daughter is insane. She also tries to say that, oh, well, we've all gotten in trouble with law enforcement before. Have you driven while drunk? And
And
I'm
you never
like,
got caught. Like,
when I
so
finished watching that, I'm so sorry. My last point is when I finished watching that, I was like, not enough people crashed out. The fact that this lady is still outside, I think she only had like a 1-year jail sentence or prison sentence, not enough. And also, if I see that my daughter is going through this, or my son, whoever it may be, I'm taking away their phone. I don't understand why no one thought to just take away the phone. They were like very adamant of like, obviously, yes, you want to figure out who is causing this, but just like my kid would not have a phone, is what I'm trying to say.
So when Shayla told me to watch this, I'm like, I'm very adamant. I don't like documentaries. I'm like, I don't want to watch it. But I'm like, you know what? I always tell Shayla I'm gonna watch stuff, and then I never end up not watching it. So I was like, I'm gonna do this just for Shayla. And so, like, before I could get to it, there was already some like things that were popping up on TikTok. So I already had heard that it was one of the moms. I just didn't know which mom, right? And again, I don't mind spoilers. And also, if we spoiled anything for you, we did warn you. I just wanted to warn y'all that right now. So when I saw that it was the mom, I called Shayla. I paused the video. I called Shayla. I busted out laughing because I'm like, the thing that's really perplexing to me is from the beginning of this documentary, y'all got this lady sitting in a room in a confessional. I'm thinking she telling, oh my God, my daughter's journey, my daughter's this, my daughter that. Whole time is you to sit here with such like the bravado to just sit there and like share your side of the story as if you weren't the culprit is nasty work, right? The thing that triggered me the most is the fact that when they came, the police officers went to the house, this lady looking stuck on stupid. She talked about some, does Lauren have to be here? Can she just go up upstairs? Da-da-da-da. And then when they finally tell Lauren what's going on, she hugging all up on Lauren. She gripping her thigh. She crying with her, doing all this extra. Lauren did not crash out. Lauren, you see, I don't know if y'all remember the Karate Kid song. He may be bigger than me, stronger than me. I would have to lay my mama out.
But to be fair, Lauren is, like that's your mom. The last thing you're thinking is that your mom was the one that told you to end your life. And then I'll let you say this because I think that was another thing that you were like, about your response when her reasoning as to why she thought it was okay for her to threaten her daughter's life.
Yeah, like she gonna sit there and say, like the producer asked her, like, you didn't think that your daughter will harm herself. She was like, well, I know Lauren wouldn't. If she would, I wouldn't have done it. The strongest person can have a moment of weakness. Like that does not mean that you're literally sending her text after text after text each day telling her end her life. Like, how many times do you think you could hear that before you're like, you know what, let me just sit there and do it? And like, to the point that you gave about her mentioning her like own experience with like SA and stuff like that, the amount of people that I know who have been raped and molested who will never do anything like that. That's not an excuse. And you are giving people who have been through those experiences a bad look because they're like, oh, what if she does something like that? No, something is mentally wrong with you. Like mentally wrong with you. And Lauren over here, like Lauren, I get it. This was a traumatic experience. And I like to sit there and try to sympathize with the victim and everything like that. But what I will not sympathize with you with is the fact that you say you still want a relationship with your mother. That is giving Stockholm syndrome. I am sorry. Your mother don't need any type of connection to you, because if somebody could do that to you, someone as close as the person who helped push you out, they will
I
never
think it's
have
not
the
her
best
fault
interest.
though. Like
I don't
she's
care.
so young. Well, we'll agree to disagree. I feel like obviously she's been through a very traumatic experience. She was very close with her mom. And I think, it's going to take years for her to kind of understand and grasp the gravity of what has happened. I also want to give a shout out to Lauren's dad, because she was, this lady was lying to her husband, telling him that, oh yeah, I'm working, I'm in charge of like paying the mortgage and all the things. Meanwhile, she was out of work for 2 years, was never at a job, and because of it, they had to move twice from houses because they were getting evicted, and she was lying. Like, and then on top of that, like, you have the nerve to be home 25/8 when I come home from work as the husband. You telling me, oh yeah, the bills are paid while I'm out here hustling. And not only that, you are abusing our daughter, because to me, that's abuse. It might not be physical, but that's very much so like, what's the opposite of physical? Like mental. I think that's mental abuse.
Emotional. That's emotional abuse. And like,
Yeah.
I just want to mention the fact that like the Owen's mom, mind you, like Lauren's mom and Owen's mom, they were at the school every single day. Like when I tell you, and like the police officer said, like at one point he felt like it might have been her because she would just try to insert herself in the investigation too much, right? And like apparently there's an article that goes more in depth, and I read a little bit of it, and like they're basically saying like there was times where like the mom would be outside the school using the school's Wi-Fi, because sometimes the kids at the school could go outside into their cars and like do their homework and stuff like that, and the mom would be outside and they would ask the mom like, why are you out here? And she's like, oh well, Lauren was like had a really hard morning and she needed an extra set of clothes, this, that, and the third. Apparently like she was, and like no one wanted to, I feel like they didn't get into this point as much as they should, is that like she had a fixation with Owen. I don't care how you try to put it, like she had a fixation with Owen, like to the point where like Owen had a girlfriend like 3-4 towns away. The mom found that girlfriend's mother, that girlfriend's like the girlfriend's number as well, and was blowing them up with text messages until Owen decided to like break up with her, saying like, I'm
Yeah.
so sorry this is happening. Like,
And yeah,
go
that
ahead.
was insanity. And also, Kendra was the coach for the high school's basketball team. Like, this is how embedded she was with the school system. Like, I already suffer from trust issues. And when I see things like this, I talk about this all the time. Like, I really want to be a mom one day. And when I see stuff like this, I am so sorry. But you're going to have to catch me outside, because especially Owen's mother, you sat with me. I called you. I don't even
I'm
know what the words
crying.
are. I confided in you, and you were the one. Ooh.
And I just feel like no, like to your point, no one is mad enough for me. I feel like no one is crashing out as bad as it. And it's like, to your point, I give Owen's dad a lot of credit, because he even said in front of the police officer, you need to go, because I'm worried about her. And if we both stay here, well, she gonna lose the both of us. And I was just like,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, because it would have been a valid crash out. So anyways, we got to move on, but trust, watch that documentary because it was insane.
And I want to just give this one point. Chloe, you were a mean girl. You are a bully. Like, I don't care. I believe you was throwing them carrots. I don't care what nobody said. If you watch it, you will see. But I think, Chloe, you were a bully, because even Owen was like,
Right.
yeah, Chloe wasn't that nice.
So you weren't the corporate of this bullying situation, but you very much so are the bully. And also, I forgot what I was gonna
The
say.
cousin, Adriana.
Yeah, that poor cousin. It was just also sad all around. And I can't even you just gotta say, God forbid, child.
Okay. And so the next thing we're going to talk about is a little bit of sports. Okay, so Dak Prescott clarifies the spitgate incident with Jalen Carter. Jalen Carter's investigation, ejection. Y'all, I'm sorry. Um, Eagles defensive tackle Jalen Carter was ejected on the opening play of the NFL season after spitting on Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott. But new video shows Prescott had spit first, though not at Jalen Carter. So Prescott explained that while he was spitting while talking to his teammate Tyler Booker, which Carter misinterpreted as being directed at him. And after confronting Prescott, Carter retaliated by spitting on him, leading to his immediate ejection and the Eagles' 24-20 win. Right. So Carter later apologized to his teammates and fans, admitting fault and vowing it won't happen again, while some, including of course, Stephen A. Smith, have called for a suspension, and the NFL has yet to announce further discipline. So here's a little bit of the video.
Offensive lineman, and Dak spits down towards the ground, but in the direction of the Eagles with Carter, who had walked over there, and that begins the interaction of the two. Prescott's spit was down.
We had this conversation before. I don't play with spit. On me, near me, around me, I don't.
If you spitting, you gotta be ready to throw hands. I don't care. That's one-on-one of like respect, of common sense, of I don't care if you spit on me. That's like you cursing out my mom. And y'all already know how I feel about my mom. Don't talk about my mom. I don't care about your mom. Don't and again, it's the start. I think this is very important to point out. The start of the NFL season. Similar as like how we talk about the NBA about how, certain players have a record, or like all eyes on you, like you already on notice, you can't be doing too much. That the start of an NFL season, all eyes are on this game. So it's like, is it worth it? I am pretty sure that because of the magnitude of this game, is the kickoff of the NFL season, the commissioner has no other choice but to have repercussions for this. That he's most definitely gonna.
I don't put nothing past the NFL, because they are even allowed a commercial with that toxic girl Huda being a commercial for the NFL season. Like, nothing puts it past me. Like, I'm sure, I don't feel like nothing's gonna happen to Dak, and I don't think anything's gonna happen farther to Jalen. But that's just me. I don't see it going farther. In terms of the spit, I will say, like, I get it. Dak was spitting like towards somebody, but the fact of like, you also got to watch body language. When you made eye contact with Carter, why are you grinning? You trying to entice him. You like, cause he was like, are you spitting at me? And you smiling, you smirking. Now you giving me the assumption that you trying to play it off, but I know what you really meant to do. And then Jalen must have took that into consideration and decided to spit back. I don't think that he should have been ejected, but that's just me.
Okay, so if someone spit in your face, let me know how you feel about that.
Oh, no.
Oh, okay. No, I think, yes, you do deserve. Whether he had intentions, right? Like Dak Prescott knew what he was doing, but sometimes we have to take responsibilities for our own actions, right? Like, there are other ways that you could have gone about it to get your little lick back. I just think you are an important part of the Eagles, team. And I'm not saying that Dak Prescott didn't know what he was doing, but it was just so obvious. There was a referee right there. Like, come on, the game literally just started too. I don't know.
I'm saying in terms of if like retaliation factor, I definitely get it. Like, you spit at me, I'm gonna spit right back. But I don't think that it was ejection worthy. Honestly, if y'all both did it, like, I don't.
I think it's just more setting a tone, so other players don't think that this is a spitting fest. No.
Okay.
Let's pay, because literally the game just started. Like, there were so many fights. It's like, y'all, we got a whole season left.
But also, you have to remember, they hold like the quarterbacks of like the NFL to a different like standard. So like, anything against the quarterback is always going to be deemed worse than what it should be, or like the disciplinary factor is always going to be worse. So who knows? Because like they say, they always protect the quarterback. So I could see it going this direction. Do I think it need to go that direction? No, but we'll see.
Right, time will tell. I also want to say, I believe Jalen Hurts, that's the Eagles quarterback, correct? He was doing a whole lot of running, and again, I just want to say to him and his team, I don't have a team quite yet. I don't know if that's good for you to make it all the way to the end of the season, but shout out to you. He got like 2 little touchdowns, so good for him. The Eagles ended up winning that game, by the way, if you were wondering. On to the next topic. Angel Reese, WNBA star for the Chicago Sky, has been suspended 1 game after receiving her 8th technical foul of the season. Because of her receiving her 8th technical, she will be sidelined for today's matchup against the Indiana Fever, despite recording her 23rd double-double in a win over Connecticut. Reese's suspension adds to a turbulent season for Chicago, who sit at 10-30. They're not going to the playoffs. That's what that means.
10:30. I'm like, wait, 10:30. 10-30, got it.
Yeah, they're not going to the playoffs. Meanwhile, the Indiana Fever guard Caitlinclark announced she will miss the rest of the 2025 season due to a lingering groin injury. Clark limited to just 13 games this year. She expressed deep frustration over her rehab setbacks, but praised her team's resilience as they continue their playoff push. So,
I think for me, I've seen like a lot of people talking about like, the whole Angel Reese suspension and everything like that. And I just feel like the same way y'all praise her when something bad, well, not praise her, but like the same way you guys blow it up and talk about it when something bad happens for her, I need y'all to also acknowledge when something good happens for her as well, because like she has been having a really good season in terms of like, the numbers that she's averaging and things like that. And I just feel like people just want to discount that because of this. I saw some comments where people would be like, I don't even care enough to even sit there and say that she deserves a second chance. And I'm just like, second chance at what? I mean, I have the play here and I just want to show y'all real quick. Y'all let me know. I don't think this was much to me.
And watching the bottom of your screen. Good contact by Reese.
You can see Angels.
I mean, to me, I don't think it was intentional.
I don't think it was either, because I think sometimes like when you are flailing, your hand going, as someone who be flailing a lot, I don't ever mean to hit nobody.
Yeah. And to the point that you were saying that like the media only covers her when it's bad things. Another thing that broke this week is the fact that she is a new owner of Together. Together is a women's sports media and commerce brand co-founded by Alex Morgan and Sue Bird. So she will be joining the ownership group. Well, she already did. We're in September. Yeah, September 2025, alongside other athletes like Simone, a lot of other athletes. So it's one thing about Angel Reese and her team, they will always get to the bag. So it's like, yeah, she's gonna be suspended for this game and she got all these fees that probably gonna come up, but baby, she now became an owner of this other brand. So she is very multifaceted. And another thing that she clocked is the fact that the Chicago Sky needs to do better in getting more stars to her franchise, because this is her second year in the league and they still suck, unfortunately. You know what I mean? And like, no, well, they're not doing good. And Angel Reese clocked that. She's like, we need more stars to want to come here. And, they do have Camila Cardoso and other star players, but the reality is as the league grows, like it also from the other side, like Valkyries, which started their inaugural season this year, they made it to the playoffs. They have clinched a playoff spot. The Chicago Sky been out here. So it's kind of like, you guys know Angel Reese likes to talk that talk, but it's like, you really can't be talking that talk too much if you're not even, you can't even get inside type thing. And in terms of Caitlinclark, we wish her the best. And, they put all this hype on her. So I'm sure it's also a lot of pressure. Like everybody is like, oh, Caitlin. Like the WNBA can't live without Caitlin. I'm here to inform you that it is still alive, thriving, and well. And, we do hope that for next year, she is able to rehab and come back stronger.
Yep. So our last and final topic, we are going to be talking about Brittany Renner and P.J. Washington. So Brittany Renner and NBA player P.J. Washington's ongoing co-parenting struggles erupted in a viral video showing a heated confrontation during a child's handoff. In the video, Brittany criticizes P.J. for upsetting their son, who who cried during the exchange, claiming it was the third time the child reacted this way due to his father's absence. PJ had his wife, Alicia Chanel, in the car when Brittany and her mother started insulting her, which then led to a back and forth between PJ, the mom, and then PJ and Brittany. And then Brittany's mom accused PJ of financially neglecting his son, compared to like the financial, like all the money he spends on his wife. And then basically Alicia was like, who you talking to? And like tried to lunge, and then the video ended from there. So let me show you guys a little bit of the video real quick.
Okay, hold on, pause. This is what we're not doing. So every time that he does this, I'm gonna record this. Because that's not okay. I'm just letting you know. No, the thing is, this is the third time he's done it. This is the third time he's done it. He doesn't want to go with you. So actually show up and do something then with him. Because he does this every time. No, it's not. No, it's not. It ain't because anybody babies him. You gonna give him his bag and stuff?
That's terrible. 3 weeks in a row.
Yeah, no, it's not that at all. No, it's not. No, yeah, I will. But I'm telling you right now, every single time you come here and he cries, we're gonna record that. And it's up with me. Just know that it's up.
What'd you say?
I'd love to.
What'd you say?
I didn't stutter.
I didn't hear you say it again.
Suck my dick.
If you had one, maybe I would. Pussy ass
Hey, you
bitch.
wish I would.
Pussy ass. What the fuck you looking at? Get your bitch ass out my driveway, ho.
You don't pay for shit.
Fuck you. You don't pay for shit either. $170,000 to your hoe, but $11,000 in your son's bank account. $11,000 in your son's bank account, but $170 to that bitch. Get out the car. Get out the car. Get out the car. Come on.
I hate that. Everything about that is disgusting. I feel like obviously my point of view is different because I was raised by a single mother who was getting paid, like complaining about $11,000. That's probably a month. It's so like you're complaining about $11,000 a month, regardless of like, I get it. We're talking, they're in a whole different tax bracket than I am. But these are conversations that you should have without your child in the middle. Like if you feel some type of way and you're mad about what's happening, at the end of the day, you are a mother. You know what I mean? Like you should want what's best for your child. And I know probably in Brittany's mind, she thinks that this is the way to go about it. But I hate when kids are involved. And a kid crying, especially at that age, that doesn't mean anything. Valerie cried on her first day of school. It happens. When Valerie comes over, and you're like, who's Valerie? Valerie's my niece. When she comes over, she doesn't see me like every day. So yes, if you are home every day with your mother, when you are leaving your mom, you are going to cry. That doesn't mean that he's not treating him right. Like, let us be for real. Let us be for real.
Yeah, to your point, like I hated everything about it because again, I think we've had this conversation in the past. I think people need to remember, I don't have to like you, you don't have to like me, but what we will acknowledge is that we have a kid together, right? And it's just like for you to sit here and compare the fact that like, oh, you spent $170,000 or whatever it is on your wife and your son only has $11,000 for the expenses of your child. I'm sure that should cover enough. Or are you looking at your child to be the paycheck for your lifestyle as well? Like, let us be so for real. Like Brittany Renner, I could never, like, even if I wanted to feel bad for you, I could never feel bad for you because one, I remember when you got with pjwashington and how dirty you did him, and then you wrote a book on how to basically scam somebody. That was basically like what you did. Like you played in his face, you got with Kevin Gates and played in a religion, and now you playing on people's internet. Like you just playing on all, like it's giving gambling addiction. All you want to do is play. I don't think that's cute. Like get it together for real.
I also especially like when you mentioned, I don't like her playing with like one day she Muslim, the next day she not. And I understand this. Some people that are Muslim don't wear their hijabs. I understand that. But she is using the Muslim religion as a joke. And I'm not even Muslim. And I feel disrespected because you just can't pick and choose whenever you want to follow a religion. And number two is like, I get and I understand that people change. But at the end of the day, and this is like coming from a pro woman, like I'm always on the woman's side. You also have to understand that you have a track record for using people. And it's like, it gives you're jealous. I'm so sorry. If again, I get it, they're in a different tax bracket, but some people are not even getting $1. You're getting $11,000, I'm assuming, a month. And the child is probably, maybe they're in pre-K or whatever. That should be enough. Plus what you should be pouring, because that's also your son. No, 11,000 plus what you're doing should be enough. And again, I'm not here to clock anyone's money. I just think it's very distasteful. And if you do have a problem with it, I think make sure that you're just not doing it in front of your son. Book a little meeting on the side, but it's just not a good look. And also, I think it was Brittany's mom behind the camera. It's like, if y'all really cared about the son so much, why are you speaking like that in front of your grandson, of your, you know what I mean? Because it's like, that's not a good look. And also, why are you involving the wife? The wife got nothing to do with it. If he's giving them $11,000, if you feel like that's too low, go through court the same way you got the 11,000.
Like, my point is, like, the girl sitting in the front seat, pretty, chilling, calm, quiet, collected. Then you gonna sit there and I don't know what your hoe looking at. Who are you talking to? And Alicia better than me, because I wouldn't have been wouldn't have tried to jump over the console. I would have been out my side of the door. Who are you talking to? Oh, you want to fix your mouth in my direction? Let me show you how I can fix that attitude real quick. All of this to say, I don't feel bad for Brittany. And I just feel like at the end of the day, I want the best for the kid. I hope that as the child gets older, the co-parenting relationship does get fixed. I feel like Brittany is an opportunist. I feel like she's going to try and play any narrative to try and fit how she's perceived. But I think she forgets that people, because she always puts everything on the internet and things are so,
public. It's public.
It's like, you got to remember, people remember everything that you've done in the past. So it's just like, you really not doing nothing to rectify your image. So at the end of the day, I just want the best for the kid. And that's all I got to say.
Yep. If you made it this far, thank you guys so much for watching, supporting. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Comment down below what your favorite top entertainment story that we covered here was. We'd love to hear your feedback. And make sure that you watch the Atara Styles interview. It was so great, and we will see you guys next Friday. Bye, guys.
Bye.